If you're craving a meaty snack that packs a good dose of protein, then some beef jerky might just be the ticket. Eating dried, cured strips of meat dates back to the ancient cultures of South America, and it's thought that jerky may be an English mispronunciation of a native word for burnt meat. Beef jerky is no longer a food of subsistence. It's now a popular snack food that comes in a variety of flavours. The process starts with beef rounds, a lean cut from the muscular hind quarter of the cow. There is just a bit of fat, enough to give the meat good flavour. Workers put the beef rounds through a slicer, which cuts them into thin strips of identical width, so that the jerky pieces come out as uniform as possible. The direction in which the slicer cuts, as well as the thickness of the slices, are calculated to optimise flavour and tenderness. The marinating will further tenderise the meat. Some producers inject the marinade prior to slicing. This company marinates after slicing, so that the marinade is sure to tenderise and flavour every slice. After loading a small batch of meat into a rotating drum, the marinade is added, a secret recipe comprising both dry and liquid seasonings. The meat and marinade spin together for over an hour, and by the time the strips come out of the drum, they're soaked in marinade. Another 24 hours in the marinade and they're ready to go into the smokehouse. Workers lay the marinated beef strips on stainless steel rods. They're spaced well apart to allow the hot air to penetrate from all angles. Once they fill a rod, they hang it on a rolling rack. A rack holds 100 rods, roughly 110 kilograms of beef strips. Each rack goes into its own individual smokehouse, inside which two simultaneous processes occur. Water-soaked hardwood chips burn, slowly smoking the meat. And the jerky also cooks slowly at low heat, no higher than 82 degrees Celsius. The variety of beef jerky dictates the type of hardwood they use. For example, sweeter flavours such as honey barbecue or teriyaki require smoke with hickory or applewood, whereas for more savoury or spicy flavours, they use mesquite wood. Over the course of 5 to 7 hours in the smokehouse, the circulated warm air gradually dries out and cures the meat, and the smoke from the wood infuses it with flavour. Samples are taken from each fully smoked batch to measure the thickness. The required thickness is 3 to 4 millimetres. After the strips have been cut to approximately 8 centimetres long, the jerky enters an automated scale, which weighs out the quantity per packet. Meanwhile, an automated packaging machine heat seals the bottom and sides of printed plastic film, forming a pouch, then inserts a resealable zip. Then it prints on the batch number and best buy date. The machine then pulls apart each individual pouch and flushes the inside with nitrogen. Nitrogen forces out fresh food's worst enemy, oxygen. Then the machine drops in additional ammunition, that tiny oxygen-absorbing packet you find. Now the pouch is ready to receive its beef jerky. In the smokehouse, the raw beef lost about 3/4 of its weight as the moisture inside evaporated and the fat cooked off. The sealed pouches are now moved to the boxing and shipping area. Every 5 minutes, quality control technicians take a sealed pouch off the line to measure the nitrogen and oxygen levels inside. Earlier on, they tested samples from every single batch coming out of the smokehouse to make sure the slow cooking process killed off all the bacteria in the beef and dried it sufficiently. The jerky can boast a shelf life of 14 months. There's food for thought. Chew on that.